Fantastically exciting to be here at Tintagel, to start the first excavations here for nearly 20 years. And we're here for two particular reasons. One is we want to date some of those enigmatic early buildings that are found on the top of the island and on these terraces running down the side. And we want to find out what they looked like, what their roofs were made of, what their windows were like, what the doors were like, and perhaps what the functions were of these buildings. Were they religious buildings, as Rolly Radford suggested back in the 1930s? Were they industrial buildings? Or is this some kind of royal centre, as many people now believe, that this was the centre for the Cornish kings? Well, it's a baking hot day here at Tintagel, and the diggers have started to strip the turf on our two locations. One on the eastern terrace, which is right in front of us, and you can see how the island has actually sort of got these terraces staggered up right up to the plateau. Day one is always so exciting because we really don't know what we're going to find. We hope, as the geophysical survey has shown us, that we might find some buildings from the 5th and 6th centuries. But we're going to be digging here for 2.5 weeks, and the first 2 or 3 days really is only just to strip the turf off. So there's a lot of expectation on site, and all the diggers are very hopeful.
So I drank much. We have our first find in this trench. We're just deturfing. We've got a small sherd of what looks to be amphorae. B1 amphorae. That's from the Aegean area, Eastern Mediterranean. Most of our colleagues on building sites in Wolverhampton. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, here we've got a plan of Tintagel Island, and this survey was done in the early 80s by the Royal Commission after there was a fire here. And all the red markings that you see on this plan and the green blobs are the places where we think there are buildings which were never recognised before. So this is really filling out our understanding of the numbers of buildings there are on Tintagel Island. About the two terraces and looking at areas which we haven't excavated before. So that's what we're doing. We're putting slot trenches in through buildings on both the terraces, the upper eastern terrace and the southern terrace as well.
Okay, so we're in the southern end of Trench Garant. This is this morning's work revealing the rather impressive revetment wall, and we're just cleaning down, getting rid of the slip, the stones that have slipped off it, and down onto this new context where it gets a bit darker and shiny, you can see it. So we're cleaning down to that, then get rid of this, and then that's ready for its photograph. Basically at the moment all I'm doing is just planning in the basics, where we're still clearing the trench up, getting rid of the root balls and the organics, and all I'm doing is actually just recording the stones, which you can see we're actually hitting a wall and potentially a second wall or an outer wall here as well. And this is Kathy.
Hi, I'm from Canada. I just thought I'd come over and do some digging, and I'm cleaning up in between the stones here so that Ryan can define the wall that he wants to find.
I'm Carl Thorpe. I'm the sort of Cornwall Archaeological Unit's find specialist. At the moment I'm sort of pot washing the finds from yesterday. That's the second day's excavations, and quite interesting at the moment, this is actually the first medieval sherd that we found. It looks like it's the neck, and you can see a handle scar there, and this is from a jar of Lostwithiel typeware, probably dating from about the mid to late 1200s.
Yeah, this is Trench Tristan. We've just finished deturfing. We're on our third day now, and we're on our initial clean back. So we're just removing
all of the topsoil that was under the turf to get an initial impression of what the trench might contain. At the moment we've got a lot of material that's slipped down, some of it natural, some of it that's been modified. We suspect, in line with the surveys that have been done previously, that we have 3 level terraces. So where we've got slopes at the moment, we hope that we've got a lot of material to take out and that we'll have some nice walled structures and level floors. But we've got a lot of work to do yet.
I think I just found a piece of pottery.
Okay. Let's see what we have here. Okay, it is a piece of amphorae. Yeah, when I hit it rings, so that suggests it's slightly harder fired. So without washing it at the moment, I think it's B1 amphorae.
As you know, we're looking for evidences of structure, and once another tile's turned up here, probably a nail hole. We found quite a few of these.
We've just got a nice little whetstone out of the slip off the edge of what may turn out to be a wall when we finish cleaning it. It's been well used on 2 sides, so well worn. Broken on one end, but there are a few little score marks on one side and on the other end, and this end looks a bit pecked as well, as if it's been used to hammer. So it actually fits well in the hand the way it's been worn, but definitely a whetstone for sharpening blades, and some use as a hammer there. It's a nice little find.
Do it look energetic enough? Don't you dare. If you find the top to my native wear, I really will jump on top of you and kill you.
A bit of broken rim.
Looks that way.
Like that. It'd be nice if it's a bit of African red slipware.
Are you trying to drop me in it?
Well, it could be a bit of imported red slipware.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a, it's a dish-like profile, isn't it?
Oh wow! Who found that?
Ryan.
Oh! I think that is the real McCoy.
It looks like it, doesn't it? That's what I'm thinking.
I think so. God, that's... I think it is.
Okay. Right, we have Thursian red slipware.
There you go, I thought so.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yep.
So what sort of date are we looking at there?
Well, I'll throw in the midpoint date at the moment, which is around about sort of 550.
Mm-hmm.
But from the shape of the rims, I could go back to my reference book and narrow it down, hopefully a bit more than that. But
Great.
for the moment, if we say 550.
Okay, well that was found by Ryan, right next to his large revetment wall. So.
Ah.
So this is Trench Tristan. We've just finished our first full clean back, which has given us finds from several amphorae types, notched slates, possible roof slates, a nice whetstone. And what it looks like now we've got it cleaned up is that we have 3 distinct flat terraces with slopes between at the moment, which we hope when we take some material away we'll find some nice walls.
Oh, Carl, hi, look what I found.
Oh wow.
Thought you like it.
Oh, that is stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
That is definitely post-Roman glass. It's even a rim, which is fantastic. It's this sort of light colour, and it's got the very typical tiny little air bubbles in it. And judging from the curvature, I think it is of a little cone cup. Again, sort of between the 5th and sort of 7th centuries AD.
For what? For wine or something?
Most likely drinking wine, yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. I'll give it to you.
Good. Glad you like
Thank
it.
you. Oh, dear, that's gorgeous.
I'll stick it in the bag.
Here in Trench Grant, we've just found a bit of pots. Oh, and I've just found that one as well.
Oh.
Little spindle well. That's really cool.
It's amazing.
I love that one. Look at that. It's amazing.
So cool. It's really nice.
Oh, I'm proper pleased with that. That's amazing.
So what are we going to find today?
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
Goodness knows.
Well, hopefully
I should
some
imagine
more pot.
Yes, pot. Maybe some glass. Found some glass yesterday, so you never know.
Filling in the last few small finds of the day. Best one being this bit of decorated glass.
Okay, so what we've got here is the deposit, or midden deposit, of what seems to be rubbish material, and we've got an animal jawbone here, so you can see the teeth, and this tooth in particular looks more like a sort of cutting tooth, and that suggests that this is probably some sort of omnivorous animal.
I've got
Brilliant.
quite a collection.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Collection of bone.
Yeah.
The whole thing is going on before this wall was built.
Yeah, it is, exactly.
So
Because I've actually got one beautiful piece. It's probably the finest piece of pottery I've actually ever seen from Tintagel. This is a bowl. It's a Thursian, what we call Thursian red slipware bowl. But this one is so well preserved, you can actually see the red slip still quite shiny and glossy on it. I've never seen one as well preserved as this. And this comes from the west coast of Turkey. And from the style of the rim, experts and specialists should be able to date this to within sort of plus or minus 25 years. So we've at least got 2 of these vessels from down on the South Terrace at the moment, so that's really exciting. But this is, yes, this one when it came out of the ground left me speechless, because I said in handling the material for nearly 25 years I've never seen a piece of Fustian red slip ware so well preserved as this.
Okay, it's day 6 at Tintagel, and it is raining.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you enjoying yourself?
I always enjoy myself.
Lie.
This, no, I'm not lying. Seriously, I get paid to do this,
Yes.
and I love it.
This is day 13 in Trench Garant, and as you can see the weather is balmy and lovely, and we're all completely dry and loving it.
I'm trying to get warm.
That's true.
I mean, there's another belt coming in, you can just see it out there. Yeah. That'll be in the next 10 minutes, so we're going to get another swirl of something.
Yeah.
trying to work out what was going on there.
We didn't get
Steps.
taken
The
back.
steps are 131.
I'm not saying they're all fines, but they were different.
The weather's turned a bit, it's got very mizzly, Cornish mizzle they call it down here, and we're doing the final stages of recording on the upper eastern terrace. Amazing, we're coming down to another level which isn't bedrock, so we've got some more archaeology turning up at the 11th hour, so it's looking very exciting down here. But on the whole, we've had a fantastic excavation and we have had a marvellous team, and we're very pleased with all the results that are coming out, and we hope to be back again next year.
Well, I found a lovely piece of A-ware rim, a nice piece of posh china.
Brilliant, excellent.
Bit of decorated rim on it.
Oh, nice, yeah, lovely.
And the base of something similar, a bit coarser ware, I think. I'm not quite sure what its designation is, but it's a lovely bit of pot.
That's a good piece.
Oh, nice. That is a nice high quality piece of tableware, I'd guess. I think it's an A-ware, I would imagine. Beautiful. Look at that. The rim on the bottom that's sat on the table. So she's a lovely piece.
Just trailing up this area inside of this wall, and there seems to be a tooth that's just appeared. It's quite a large tooth, presumably.
Any idea what sort of animal?
Cow or a horse, something along that scale.
We're cleaning back slip material that's fallen over the walls, and we're trying to leave in some of the larger stones that we think were structural elements of the wall that have actually been part of a collapse of some kind.
Right, Brett, it's day 10. What do you think you've got at this end of the building there?
Well, we do have the end of the building coming through here, possibly with a doorway entrance in this end. We've got some structure that butts onto the end of this building, which we need to do a little bit more work to find out whether this is a wall or possibly an internal feature, some kind of shelf.
Sure.
But at the moment we're just cleaning down the slipped material from demolition, and hopefully we can come down onto a nice floor surface out here.
Okay, so Steve's cleaning what we hope is going to be a doorway into the into building 318.
That's right.
Excellent. Thanks very much.
Cole, this is a linen smoother, we think, the glass linen smoother which we found last year. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, this is a really exciting find, I have to say. I mean, the rest of the stuff is fantastic, but this is, for me, this is really exciting. This is a part of a glass linen smoother, and you can see where it's been worked at the bottom there. That's the pontile, it's called, and the surface is all really quite coarse, but it's reacted with the acid in the soil, and it's made of a really kind of a distinctive kind of glass, which we know comes from northwestern France. It's a byproduct of the wine industry, and it dates to the Viking period, which is very exciting. So about the 9th century would be a fair date for this. Now this has been kicked around quite a bit in the ground. It's moved a lot, obviously, and it's broken. It was broken when it went into the ground. So you know, we could be looking at something that's, say, 10th century, maybe something like that. But it's certainly later than the early medieval stuff you've been looking at, and it's certainly pre-castle, which makes it really exciting.
This is a bottle top. This is an amphorae bottle top.
pictures to take the next lot of sample.
Yeah.
And first trial, and I found this bit, and then it curves round beautifully, and then the next piece of the pot is here, and it's curving up under this, and it's continuing, and I think it's quite a shallow bowl because it's coming up again just here.
I can't really see what it is yet. It's quite interesting. Obviously, that's a it's a big. We can see the rim. Can't we?
Yes, yeah, the rim is beautiful.
And I think that's base then, down
and I
there
think
where
this
it's
is
curving
coming
round.
up to the base, just here, it's curving round, but it's continuing under here, and it's still curving up under there.
Excellent.
So it's going to be quite a large.
It's a big chunk of pot.
Brilliant. How exciting.
Yeah, really
right,
exciting.
let's carry on excavating.
Thank you, James.
It's 11th, no, it's 9th to 11th, 12th centuries. It's very distinctive Viking pots with these.
So there's another great
So internal handles.
right there.
Oh, yeah.
Barlugs. You get the baggy-shaped pots. Barlugs. They've got strap handles, but they've got sort of like ear-shaped things. So, oh my gosh, it does actually.
We have to rethink.
Oh gosh, it's not my fault, is it?
Yeah,
I think
hide
we'll,
it.
I don't know actually. I know it's interesting. Mind you, we had that the Lewis movie.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a different type of phase.
Yeah. Well, we know we've got phases.
Wow.
And it's shallow, Jackie, because it ends here.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
It's like one of those.
Side of it, so you can see the two grooves.
Beautiful colour.
Enjoying the weather?
It's really lovely. It's obviously a joy to work in. No matter whether you're heavy digging or fine. Yeah, always a pleasure at Tintagel. Bit extreme today, mate.
Can I start here, Rich?
Yes, mate, yeah.
But it's got two notches on this flat bone mat, and this is rather big, but it ends there. Can you see the end?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to try to go in here a bit. Just be really careful because it's so...
Deposit's all dry enough in there still, isn't it?
So Brett, is this paving or what?
It might be. If it is, it's certainly suffered a bit.
Yeah.
But we're treating it as a possible old paved surface within the extension to this building. So we're just doing a bit of a clean up, ready for a photograph.
Sorry, Michael. Cool.
And you could cut some.
So it looks like it's got a kind of indentation.
Yeah. On the outside.
So do we think that's maybe a cone beaker or one of the glass bowls or something?
I don't know. Maybe.
Nice.
And we should be able to get a nice rim measurement off of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's kind
Can you
of
see
semi-translucent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
pretty light green.
Well, maybe we'll find the rest of it.
That would be nice.
Brilliant. Nice find. So what's recognisable? I can see Feely.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Feely.
No, it's we've seen those before.
Might need a trowel. Anyone got a trowel handy? I think it's okay actually. Right, well I think I'd better have a look at the other side, don't you?
Yeah.
Shall we? I think it's probably likely that it's only its exposed face that had anything on it, to be honest. This side's pretty rough. So I'll wrap it up as this. It's very heavy, yeah. Very, very heavy.
978.